So just here with a few of my supporters. And I'm the NDP candidate here in Brampton East. I'm so incredibly proud to be here today. You know, elections are beautiful things. Every 4 years, we get to choose our leaders. We get to decide what type of country we want to be. And I'm so incredibly proud to be here with Jagmeet Singh because I think he's the type of leader we need. The type of leader we deserve. And Canadians everywhere has been seeing that over the last few months, and we're so incredibly excited. We feel the energy here. We feel the energy in Brampton and across Canada. Without further ado, Jagmeet Singh!
Thank you so much. Wow, it's always really special to come back to Brampton. There's something really special about this. Love you too. Ito sabe que shuru hoya, तो मेरे मुंह कुछ होता है जो तुम्हें तेरे मना. लागे मैं कर आया. Friends, we have an incredible team here for you in Brampton. You just heard from Jagmeet Singh. We've got Melissa, Manjeet Kaur, Mandeep Kaur. We got Jordan Boswell Singh. We have an incredible team here in Brampton, and we know in this election there's going to be some people that are going to tell you to vote out of fear. They're going to tell you to be afraid and don't vote for what you want because of a fear of something else happening. And I ask you this, how many times in your life have you made a decision because you were afraid and it made a massive change in your life? But how many times have you taken a chance on something you believe in and it's made your life better? I believe if you take a chance on something you believe in, that's how we change the world. That's how we change our country. So in this election, we have a choice. We have a choice. We've got governments in Ottawa that have been working hard to make life easier for the richest corporations. They've been working for the people at the very top, and that's hurt families. I'm saying you don't have to choose between red and blue. You can choose orange this time. You can vote for something. You can vote for hope. So the most important thing in this election is we need everyone to get out and vote. So are you going to get out and vote? All right. The thing is, when we get out and vote, we can change things. We can change this country. We know that for too long, the people at the top have gotten all sorts of advantages. We need to start making decisions that benefit people. We need to invest in our healthcare. We need to invest in young people, make sure that they don't feel the crushing weight of student debt. We need to make sure there's a bright future for young people. We can look them in the eyes and say we fought with every ounce of our skill to protect this planet, to protect the environment. That's what we can do. Mes amis, dans cette élection, on a un choix. On a un choix pour défendre l'environnement. On a un choix pour investir dans l'énergie propre. On a un choix de défendre l'avenir pour les gens. On peut investir dans nos soins de santé. Ça, c'est le choix dans cette élection. On peut choisir l'espoir. Il ne faut pas choisir la peur. On peut choisir l'espoir. In this election, my friends, this is the big question. We've seen people like Mr. Trudeau. He's chosen the richest pharmaceutical companies by letting the biggest insurance companies and lobbyists continue to enjoy profits. He's chosen telecom companies to allow them to exploit you by making you pay the highest cell phone and internet prices in the world. I don't work for those guys. I don't work for those guys. I don't choose them. I choose you. With that, we're going to take some questions from the media. So thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. Thank you. And now we're going to take some questions from the media. Yeah.
Good morning, Jagmeet. Kevin Gallagher with CTV National News. Last night, you seemed to talk a little bit about the history of NDP governments in minority situations. Have you given any more thought to what circumstances you would back the Liberals expanding the Trans Mountain Pipeline if you happen to be a minority?
So I touched on what happens in this country when we vote New Democrat, because a lot of the things that we're proud of, our healthcare system, we're proud of the fact that we take care of people when they're older, our OAS, our CPP. A lot of these things happened because New Democrats fought and pushed for it. So in this election, I want to make it clear, I want to be your Prime Minister, so we can fight, so we can build a better future. But either way, whatever Canadians choose, I want Canadians to win no matter what. And that means making some serious decisions. So with our commitments, we've committed to defending the environment. And I've been very clear, I'm opposed to the expansion of Trans Mountain. I've been exposed to it before, and I will be continuing to be opposed to it tomorrow. And in our commitment is we need real action on the climate crisis. And that means ending fossil fuel subsidies, investing in clean energy, and that means that we've got to take a different path forward, and that's what I've committed to doing.
You've also talked about the need to compensate in some way the workers in the oil sands. You've talked about transitioning them into other industries. Can you be a bit more specific? So where would that money come from in your plan? How would that work? And also, of course, a lot of people that are in Alberta don't like hearing that. They don't like being told that they have to do something else for a living. So how do you sell that idea without compromising national unity?
So this is what I say to the people I meet in Alberta. In fact, I've been told this by the people in Alberta. I met with oil sand workers. I met with this young man at the airport, and he told me that his dad used to work in the oil sands, and he used to go through busts and booms. He used to go through times where he worked hard, but he didn't have a job, and he lost a lot of things in his life. And he remembered that, so he said, I'm going to get educated. So he became an engineer. The son became an engineer. And he's also working in the oil sands. And he says, I'm going through the same thing my dad went through. I'm also facing now the fear of losing my job. And so no matter how hard people work in resource sectors, through no fault of their own, because of international global markets, as commodities go up and down, people go through busts and booms. People deserve better than that. The good people of Alberta deserve better than that. So my commitment is this. I want to invest into programs, into an economy that's more sustainable, that's more long-lasting. The money comes from making better choices and asking the very richest to pay their fair share. We're putting in place an ultra-wealth tax on those who have fortunes of over $20 million. That tax would result in $70 billion of revenue. We know we can make the right choices to invest in people. Instead of Mr. Trudeau, who gave $14 billion away to the wealthiest corporations to buy limos and jets, we want to invest in people and those workers with changes to EI, with investments in home renovation and retrofitting all buildings, building new affordable housing. These are ways for people with the skills in the resource sectors to put those to use in other sectors. We can make that happen. It's about commitment, about having the courage to do it, and we're ready to do it.
Hi, Mr. Singh, Anna Thibodeau, CBC News.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. I want to ask you again, kind of what Kevin was asking there.
Sure.
Last night you were talking about balance of power, and it seems to be a message that you want to get out there to voters as well. So why start pitching that now?
Well, I want to make it really clear. There is an incredible momentum that's building. We're seeing people across this country excited about our campaign because they're seeing in us, because they're seeing in us themselves. They're seeing that their worries and their fears are reflected in our campaign. Their stories are being told in our campaign. And that's why we're getting this massive momentum. I'm really inspired by that. But I want to make it clear, my focus isn't about me winning. My focus is really about Canadians winning. And I want to be their Prime Minister, and I want to fight for a better future. But either way, I'm putting forward some commitments that please get out and vote. Because if you vote enough New Democrats, we're going to get these things done. We're going to invest in a universal pharmacare. We're going to invest in a dental care plan for you. If you vote enough of us in, we'll form government. But either way, vote New Democrat, because you're going to have someone that's in it for you, that's on your side, that's going to fight for you.
When it comes to holding the balance of power too, that's important, right? That's something that you feel is important if they don't vote enough of you guys in.
Well, what I'm saying is this, is that if they vote enough New Democrats in, we can make sure these things happen. If you vote even more of us in, we'll form government. But just get out and vote. We need people to vote because we know we can make a big difference in people's lives. People deserve more. They've been told by Liberals to settle for less. I reject that. People should not be settling for less. They should demand more, and they should get more, and we're going to deliver more for them.
To Sébastien Noël de Radio-Canada. Il y a présentement, si on se fie au calcul de certains statisticiens, jusqu'à 70% de chances d'un gouvernement minoritaire. Vous voulez que le plus de nombre possible de Canadiens possible votent pour les néo-démocrates. Qu'est-ce que, en situation minoritaire, vous êtes capable de leur offrir aux Canadiens?
Donc, je veux rappeler de le fait que dans notre pays, tous les services, beaucoup des services qu'on est tellement fiers de, comme notre système de santé, c'était à cause des gouvernements qui étaient minoritaires, avec une grande partie des néo-démocrates qu'on a réussi à atteindre ça. Donc, ce que je veux dire, dans cette élection, on a proposé quelques mesures, comme l'assurance médicament universelle publique. Ça va aider beaucoup de monde, ça va réduire les coûts pour beaucoup de monde, ça va sauver au moins $500 par année, et en plus si vous n'avez pas aucune assurance. On veut mettre en œuvre une assurance nationale pour soins dentaires. Ça va sauver beaucoup d'argent pour les familles, c'est quelque chose qu'on peut mettre en œuvre tout de suite. On veut annuler les subventions pétrolières, on peut le faire tout de suite. Donc avec un gouvernement, avec plusieurs députés néo-démocrates, on peut mettre en œuvre des changements qui vont vraiment aider du monde, qui vraiment peuvent nous aider à faire face à la crise climatique. Donc on a le pouvoir de faire ça si on vote. Donc j'encourage tout le monde de voter. Aujourd'hui c'est le temps de voter parce qu'on a le vote de taux, donc vote maintenant.
Donc, si je comprends bien, un gouvernement minoritaire vous donne plus de pouvoir qu'un gouvernement majoritaire, c'est clair. Est-ce que vous êtes jusqu'au point de souhaiter un gouvernement minoritaire?
Je souhaite de devenir Premier ministre parce que je me souhaite de devenir Premier ministre pour mettre en œuvre des programmes, de mettre en œuvre des services pour les gens. Mais si peu importe la décision des Canadiens, je veux qu'ils gagnent. Donc, s'ils votent pour l'NPD, ils vont gagner.
Quel poids vous donne un gouvernement minoritaire?
Donc, si on est dans une position, gouvernement minoritaire, on a la chance de mettre en œuvre ces services qu'on a parlé, nos propos, nos engagements. Ça va aider du monde. Merci.
Hi, Mr. Singh, Isaac Callan from Pointer. I want to go one more time on minority governance and talk about two promises you've made specifically to Brampton, a downtown campus and a hospital. Can you commit today that regardless of where you stand in the balance of power, that those two promises will be delivered after the election?
Yeah, those are commitments I've made. Those are things that are important for me. I know how much Brampton has been neglected and ignored. Whether there's been liberals or conservatives, they take Brampton for granted. That's got to end. With a new Democratic government, that ends right away. But no matter what happens, with New Democrats fighting for you, that ends.
You have a history, and now you have Jagmeet Singh running here. Can you talk a little bit, someone just mentioned this is a homecoming. Can you speak about your connection with Brampton, please?
Of course. This is where, in 2011, when a bunch of really dear friends and my brother, Jagmeet Singh, basically put a lot of pressure on me to run for the first time, which is kind of what I did to Shanjit as well. So things go full circle. But yeah, so I was encouraged, and it was when I was at a Nagar Kirtan and Jack Layton was there that we were talking about the upcoming election. He said, you know what? A lot of people are going to tell you that it can't be done. A lot of people are going to tell you that you're not going to be able to win in Brampton. I want you to know something. Don't ever let them tell you it can't be done. And this is the place that we won historically for the first time ever for the New Democrats. But more importantly, it was when the first time people realized that they didn't have to choose between liberals and conservatives. That with New Democrats, you got someone who was going to fight for you, someone that was in it for you. And people started to feel that. They felt that, you know what, New Democrats fight for us. They understand what we're going through, and they care, and they fight. And that's what we're saying now. Now we got a whole team, a Brampton team, that's going to fight for the people of Brampton. That's it. Okay. Thank you, friends. This is amazing. This is so awesome. Bon matin, bon Monday. Now let's hang out and have some fun.